Hello, today we're going to solve this problem of finding the winner of the circular game. So what's happening over here is there are n friends, right? And they're playing this game and they're sitting in this circular manner, okay? And what happens is that they're going to start off from the first guy, whoever is the first guy. So whoever's sitting in the first index, right? They're going to start it from the first guy, and then they're going to play this game. And let's say they're basically passing a ball or something amongst themselves. So what's happening over here is there is a variable, a parameter that you take, which is called k, and k is set to be 2 over here. So once you start this game, whoever is the kid guy is going to get off from the table, okay? And then, so that guy is going to be removed. So if you start from the first guy, right, then the second guy is the get guy, right? Because k's value is 2, okay? So this guy is going to be eliminated from the table, and then this guy's going to go off. So in the next round, this guy is going to go off, and we're going to start the same thing from the guy or the person after who came after this guy, right? So we're going to start this same procedure from the guy who has number 3, and then this is the first guy, and the guy who has a number 4 is going to be the second guy, who also happens to be the kid guy. Therefore, in the second round, number 4 is going to get eliminated, right? And then we're going to start off this process starting from 5, and we're going to go in the clockwise direction, all right? So he's going to start off the game, and then notice that number 1 is going to be the kid guy, right? Because if 5 is 1, then the guy who's 1 is going to be number 2, so he's going to get off. And then we're going to start off this process from number 3, and then 5 is going to be the kid guy because he's the second guy over here, so he gets off. And then we're just only left with number 3, and whenever we have just one person, he's going to be the winner of the game, right? So it's like a lot like passing the pillow, right? So at some point, one by one, everyone's going to go off, and whoever remains at the end is going to be the winner. Now to notice this, we can't really draw circles over here in Python or any programming language, but we can we can use the concept of a circular array, right? We can build up a circular array, and basically what's going to happen is the array is going to be basically this many guys, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and for this example, k is set to 2, and this guys have indices 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we're going to start off with, let's say, initial position r. So this is going to start off from 0 because we're going to start off from the first guy, whoever's at the first of line, right? And what we're going to do is find the person who gets eliminated from this guy, right? So we can go 2 steps, and whoever's going to be 2 steps. So this is already 1 step. This is the second step, right? Whoever's going to be at the second step is going to get eliminated. And how are we going to do that? We can just do initial position to find the position of the guy who is going to get eliminated. It's going to be initial position plus k minus 1, right? So that's going to be 0 plus 2 minus 1, right? Why are we doing minus 1? Because he's basically 1 over here, but in index terms, he's basically 0, right? So initial position plus k minus 1 is going to give me 0 plus 2 minus 1, which is going to be 1. So guy, whoever is sitting at index 1 is going to get eliminated, right? Great. Right. Now what I'm going to do, once this guy is eliminated, I'm going to resize the array. I'm going to kick this guy, so I'm going to pop this guy from here. 1, 3, 4, 5. And then the initial position is going to be the same as this calculation, whoever was the guy who got kicked out, right? So, because since this guy is gone, now who's sitting at index 1 is basically the next guy, came after this guy who got kicked out, right? So we're going to start off with 1 and then find the same thing. So we're going to do the same thing. So now initial position is going to be 1 plus 2 minus 1, right? Which is going to be what? 2. So the guy who's at index number 2 in this array is going to be kicked out. So index 2 is this guy, he gets kicked out, right? So then we have the array 1, 3, and 5, and we're going to start off with what? This guy is the initial position. 0, 1, 2. So initial position is now 2. And now let's notice something. We're gonna apply the same formula, right? So 2 plus 2 minus 1. But now notice that this is going to help make our index be out of bounds, right? Because we're getting 2 plus 2 minus 1, which is basically 3, but we don't even have an index 3 to begin with, right? But since we know this is a circular array, they're sitting in circle, we're going to wrap the next position. If it goes over out of the bound, we're going to wrap this position to the first position, right? We're going to wrap this whole thing up. So we are going to mod it with the length of whatever array we have. Okay, so that's the thing that we're going to do. So mod length of array. Okay, mod length of array. Okay, if that happens, so 2 plus 2 minus 1 is going to be 3. 3 mod, your length of 3 is going to be 0. So this is the guy who's going to get off right now. And that's exactly what we wanted, right? We wanted this guy to be out. So this guy is off, therefore we are left with 3 and 5. And the next guy, right, whoever is at index 0 is going to be starting off. That's how we exactly wanted it, right? 3 is now starting off. If 3 is starting off, then we do 0 plus 1. 0 plus k, which is 2, minus 1, mod length, which is 2, which is going to be what? 0 plus 2 is 2, minus 1 is 1. 1 mod 2 is 1, so whoever is at index 1 is gonna be out. Sorry about that sound. So 0 plus 2 minus 1 mod 2 is 1, right? So that's exactly what we want to do. We want to kick whoever the guy is sitting at 1, we're going to kick that person out, right? Okay. And then we're just left with one person in this whole array. And that's when we stop. That's our stopping criteria. As long as the length of the array is not 1, we're going to keep on kicking people out. Once we have the length of 3, once we have the length of 1, we're going to choose whoever that is and return, or we don't have this num, we have this as a of 0. That's what we're going to return. That is going to give us our person or the winner of the game. Okay. Now let's have a look at the code. Okay, so we're going to start off with the start position, right? That's where we want to start the game from, so it's going to be 0, okay? And we're imagining that we're going to basically build an array of this people, so we're also going to store this as count equals to n, okay? And then we're going to make an array. So how are we going to make an array of these people? We're going to make a range function starting from 1 that goes to length plus 1, and we're going to turn that to a list, and that's going to be our people's array. And then what we're going to do is we're going to keep on doing the process of eliminating people as long as the length of the array is greater than 1, right? Whenever it hits 1, we stop and return whoever the guy is remaining. Okay, so and then we need to find the index where we want to remove the guy, and that is going to be starting position, right, plus k minus 1 mod. We want to mod this whole thing up by the length of people, right? Okay, so we are going to, now we know the index of whoever the guy is going to be removed. We're going to remove that guy now. So to do that, we're going to pop it from the people's array. Pop, remove index, and then we're going to update our starting position, which is going to be remove index, right? And we never needed this count, did we? I don't think we did that, right? So yeah, once that's done, once that's done, people would be left with just one guy, and we're going to return whoever the guy is. Return people of 0. Now, this works out. Yes, it does. So, thinking of the complexity, I haven't done this in the video where we talk about the whole logic. So this is going to be running for how many times? We're going to keep on removing one person inside this loop every time, and we're going to do this until we remove almost everyone, until we're left with just one guy. So this loop is going to run for n minus 1 times, and we can safely say that would be upper bounded by n. And every time you remove someone, you're basically removing the person from the list or from the array. So the pop operation is also itself an order of n operation. So that would be, again, another order of n operation. So in total, this is going to be upper bounded by order of n square. Right? Yeah, that should be all.